Shoppers after a hybrid family sedan tend to think Toyota Camry Hybrid or Ford Fusion Hybrid, and set on changing that, Hyundai has launched this car, the Sonata Hybrid. Seen here in its second generation, this machine advances on the original Sonata BlueDrive, which launched a few years ago. At the time of filming, Malibu Hybrid and Accord Hybrid were coming back to market, joining the well-established Camry and Fusion hybrids and this hybrid version of the Sonata. Translation: hybrids are gaining momentum and Hyundai is going to be part of it. The simple scoop: hybrids work by using a normal gas engine as well as an integrated generator, battery, and motor to create and use electricity to reduce the gas engine's workload. That gas engine can create electricity by driving the generator. The motor can help the gas engine to work less by using that electricity to drive the wheels. And at the end of the day, you've got a car that has the option to use either gas or electricity for propulsion, depending on the situation. Offloading some of the work needed to move the car to an electric system saves fuel and reduces emissions. Combined output from this car's 2-liter 4-cylinder gas engine and 56 kilowatt electric motor add up to 193 horsepower, which should be just plenty for the average driver. And despite all the shuffling around of power and electrons, the gas engine turning on and off and the motor and generator kicking in and out, all you ever feel from the driver's seat is a little squirm from beneath the car. All of the switching and blending of power sources is automatic, smooth, and virtually invisible. That's one way the Sonata Hybrid aims to deliver better mileage without the compromise. Another is with the new lithium polymer battery, which is smaller, more compact, and more powerful than most. Because it's small, it fits under the rear trunk floor instead of behind the seats, making this the only hybrid sedan at the time of filming with a full trunk and folding seat backs. There's that no compromise stuff again. Drive modes enable fine-tuning, with sport mode increasing performance and using the hybrid motor to boost power output, and econ mode doing the opposite, reducing fuel consumption by taking some of the sensitivity out of the throttle and altering various system calibrations to make it easier to save gas. Elsewhere, capitalizing on the strengths of the latest generation car, Sonata Hybrid has a couple of good things going on. First is the cabin. It's clean, tidy, and set off by a flat dashboard that sits a touch farther away from you than in many competitors. This makes it feel a little roomier, with just a slight reach for the controls as the trade-off. The light colors in this loaded limited grade tester, as well as this monster panoramic glass roof, add to the sense of space. It's light, airy, and feels like a relaxing and peaceful place to be. And the back seats, well, 4 adults could stretch out and lounge in here no problemo. Just look at this rear leg room. The ride quality pretty much nails it too, by carefully tuning the Sonata Hybrid suspension against its new ultra-rigid body structure. Comfort is delivered generously, and the whole thing feels solid and hardy. Even on the roughest roads I could find, ride quality depreciated only slightly, and the suspension stays notably quiet and composed at virtually all times. Here's one that absorbs and neutralizes bumps rather than crashing over them.
Look down here, this helps with ride quality too. These wheels aren't enormous and the tires around them are nice and thick, and sure, 20-inch wheels look nice, but then you've got paper thin tire sidewalls and you'll feel everything you drive over, and that hurts ride quality. If you're after comfort first, what you really want is a reasonable wheel size like this and good thick sidewalls around it. It's like an extra layer of softness between you and the road.
So if you're after comfort first and foremost, you'll like what's going on here. If you're after sportiness and responsiveness, well, maybe not so much. Steering is light, vague, and soupy. Nothing wrong with it for most drivers, but enthusiasts will wish for more feedback and feel. And as it tends to go with just about every hybrid out there, the brakes work well, but the pedal feel is syrupy as it activates and blends stopping power from both the electric motor and pads and rotors. Small complaints, relatively speaking, and pretty standard stuff with hybrid cars today. Let's look at the mileage. About 1,200 kilometers of driving with lots of highway and none of the stop-and-go traffic where hybrids really shine, saw measured by hand consumption land at 6.5 liters per 100 clicks. Normally I get that sort of mileage in a tiny little car, not a great big and roomy family sedan. And interestingly, that figure is right on par with a Volkswagen Passat TDI, using diesel as its fuel-saving weapon of choice instead.
So ultimately, after 8 days at the wheel, I got really good mileage without even trying, and a hybrid that largely doesn't feel like one. If you've got a lighter foot than me, which is likely, you'll do even better. Then add back the lack of much compromise, the nice interior, the comfortable ride, the full-size trunk, and the featured content bang for the buck, and the virtually invisible operation of the hybrid powertrain, and you've got a pretty compelling family sedan package, hybrid or not.
Other notes, the navigation and central command system in this central screen is among the best you'll find on the road today. Slick, fast-acting, highly logical, easy to learn, and not frustrating at all. Noise levels are kept nicely in check, supporting this Sonata's premium and upscale feel. And there's storage galore up front for your things and stuff, plenty of recharging ports, and the slick instrumentation and screens to let you see what your hybrid system is up to in real time. So let's sum up this spacious, partially electric, and largely compromise-free take on the modern hybrid family sedan then. You'll like the mileage you'll get without trying to get good mileage, and you'll like the mileage you get if you do try to save fuel even more. Ride quality, interior comfort, spaciousness, and noise levels are all bang right on too, and the slick infotainment system and massive fully sized trunk are sure to be appreciated. You might wish for better steering and braking feel, and the gas engine can get pretty loud if you open it up. Also, when it's really hot outside, the AC system is not quite as powerful as you might expect. Here's a final thought. There's something smugly satisfying about watching the Sonata Hybrid enter its gas-free electric vehicle or EV mode. That little light is a signal, a reinforcement that the hybrid powertrain systems are all working to generate a fuel-free moment of driving that will combine with many others to increase range and decrease consumption. It's a little visualization towards the return on investment in the hybrid drive system, and a nice touch for those who drop the extra money on it. And thanks to new battery technology and advanced engineering, these fuel-free EV moments come often and generously on every drive and every tank of gas, trimming at consumption and maybe even putting money back in your pocket. Diesels, hybrids, plug-ins, and more. Today, shoppers have plenty of choices to reduce fuel use and emissions, and this one is definitely worth a test drive. Thanks for watching.